So Wayward's first season just wrapped up, and wow, what an emotional roller coaster that was. The finale gives us this bittersweet ending that's both hopeful and absolutely heartbreaking at the same time. Leila actually succeeds in her mission. She manages to save her best friend Abbie from the horrific Tall Pines Academy. For those who haven't watched yet, this place is basically a nightmare school for troubled teens that uses completely unorthodox and downright abusive methods to brainwash and reprogram these kids. But here's the devastating twist. While Leila saves Abbie, she completely loses herself in the process. She makes this unimaginable decision to stay behind at the academy, abandoning all that rebellion and optimism that made her who she was. Alex Dempsey's sacrifice. Then we have Alex Dempsey, the cop who's been trying to prove himself this whole time. He's been totally dedicated to uncovering all the dark secrets of this eerie town. And yes, he does manage to ensure Abbie's survival, but the cost? He basically gives up his own freedom so he can have what he hopes will be a safe life with his wife Laura and their newborn baby. The ending sets up future possibilities. Even though the ending feels pretty conclusive, the show has cleverly left so many doors open for further exploration. And here's the thing about renewals. Nothing's confirmed yet, but if Wayward does manage to get picked up for another season, we're probably looking at a potential Season 2 debut sometime in 2027. Limited series status creates uncertainty. Now, here's where things get interesting. Wayward was pitched and marketed as a limited series, which technically means it should end after one season. And in many ways, Season 1 does wrap up the show's thematic and narrative storytelling pretty completely. Think about the character arcs we've seen. Leila and Abbie started off as these bright-eyed dreamers with serious anti-establishment attitudes that were obviously going to get them into major trouble. By the end, both characters go through these incredibly rigorous arcs that test them to their absolute limits. Abbie manages to come out the other side with some of her rebellious streak still intact. But Leila? She loses herself completely under the weight of her past mistakes and this mounting intergenerational trauma. Character transformations. On the flip side, Alex Dempsey and Laura came into Tall Pines looking for a fresh start. Despite being weighed down by Laura's complicated history with Evelyn and the Academy, they actually managed to find what could be the beginning of a safe future for themselves and their baby. And speaking of Evelyn, Alex's efforts do succeed in taking out Evelyn Wadd, making her a victim of her own twisted methods. But here's the big question. How much will life actually improve for the townspeople? Sure, they've escaped Evelyn's clutches, but now they're under Laura's new leadership, which has some distinctly cult-like vibes. Precedent for limited series renewals. So yeah, it would make total sense for the story to conclude with Season 1. But here's the thing. We've seen this happen before. Shows like Fleabag, White Lotus, and Big Little Lies all started as limited series and then got additional seasons. So Mae Martin's show definitely wouldn't be the first to make that transition from limited series to multi-season format. If Wayward manages to generate enough buzz from fans and critics, it could absolutely return for future seasons, continuing to build on all those storylines and themes they introduced in Season 1. Mae Martin's vision for Season 2. And speaking of future seasons, creator Mae Martin definitely has ideas. While Season 1 has a satisfying ending, it intentionally leaves tons of possibilities for continuation. Leila's uncertain future. Let's talk about Leila's tragic fate. Yes, it adds this sense of realism to the series, but it also leaves fans with so many questions about this beloved character, especially now that Evelyn is dead. What happens to Leila now? Will someone new take over leadership of the Academy? And what does that mean for everyone living in Tall Pines, especially since so many of them seem to have rallied behind Laura? Laura's new role. Laura's future is completely up in the air too. She's basically transitioned into this cult leader role, completely displacing her former caretaker, Evelyn. This could be such an interesting dynamic to explore, not just for Laura's character development, but also for her relationship with Alex. Even though Alex seems confident about his decision to stay by his wife's side, Their future is balanced on this really precarious edge. Expanding the Wayward universe. A second season could dive so much deeper into all these plot lines. Plus, the show could reveal more about Tall Pines Academy itself. Apparently, it has various other branches across the country. That opens up huge possibilities for introducing new antagonists who might be looking to fill the power vacuum that Evelyn's death created. Creators' enthusiasm. In an interview with Collider, Mae Martin got really candid about the possibility of continuing the story. They said, "It could easily go on, and I have a lot of ideas of where we could go. I mean, you've left all the characters in very compromised situations, and you just have to explain why the hell the FBI isn't shutting this place down." But yeah, I think there's more story. Final thoughts. So while we wait to see if Wayward gets renewed, one thing's for sure, the creators have planted plenty of seeds for future storytelling. Whether we'll get to see them grow remains to be seen, but the potential is definitely there. What do you think? Are you hoping for a season 2? Or do you feel like the story wrapped up perfectly as is? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more TV show analyses and updates.